Hello my friend, let me ask you a question. What is your home studio setup like and what challenges do you face? Let me know in the comments box below and let's start a conversation. I want to know because I've recently come out of an attic which I've been working in for a couple of years. If you're a regular to the channel, you'll definitely recognize that something's different. And at the moment I'm temporarily in a spare room. Now I'm in the process of moving house, so I'm only going to be in this space for the next few weeks. But in the new house, the room is going to be very similar in size and dimensions to this one. So I wanted to give it a bit of a dry run, and straight away, I'm reminded of all those old challenges of what it's like to work in a spare room and have a home studio in it. So if you want to know more about the challenges and the potential pitfalls that you can face in a room like this and how I'm dealing with them, then this is the video for you. So first off, here's a rookie mistake that I made even after decades of setting up and packing down home studios in different rooms and different places. And that's trying to cheat basic physics. You really don't want to take physics on, you will lose. So what did I do? I got all my stuff down from the attic. It was a really tiring day because I had to access the attic by a ladder. Got everything down and I thought, you know, I'm only going to be in this room for a few weeks. So let's put everything on the long wall in this room. It's just going to be easier that way to access stuff and I'm going to have a bit more space. Just made my life a little bit easier. Now, one of the rookie mistakes you can make in a room like this, which has got a short wall here and a short wall here, and about hand spans distance, or arm spans rather, distance between these two longer walls, is setting up on the longer wall. At least using the longer wall to your advantage, some of the sound is going to dissipate and at least help the problem. So I sat down with my setup all on the longer wall, put on some monitors, and it was just nuts. I couldn't trust anything I was hearing. There was crazy ringing going off everywhere. The bass was just an absolute nightmare. And I was retaught that lesson. Don't try and cheat physics. So if you've got a room like this one where you do have shorter walls, absolutely you want to be setting up your setup on the shorter wall, not the longer one. Once I'd done that, which took me another half a day to move my whole desk onto this shorter wall and stuck up some acoustic panels in the window frame, instantly the sound was noticeably better. Once again, don't try and cheat physics. And that brings me nicely onto acoustic treatment and what really I plan to do with this space. So at the moment, I've got a few different panels at my disposal. I think the most useless of which are these, which are sold as foam bass traps. I've had these for years. Been a bit mauled and attacked by my cats from previous years. I'm not convinced they really do little to anything, if I'm honest. So what I would say is the biggest issue, I would say sound-wise in this room, and what I would foresee being the biggest issue in the new house is going to be is bass. So I'm going to get hold of some decent bass traps from Acoustic that look like this. Have kind of thought of the idea of making some rock wall bass traps myself, but I want to try these ones out first, just purely for convenience, and I'm trying to find the sweet spot of not taking up too much of the floor space too. I'm also curious as to how well these work, and I want to share that with you guys too on the channel. So I think I'm going to pick 4 of them up for starters. I'm not going to go floor to ceiling with them, just going to go in that key point mid area for starters. I'm not planning to go all the way up to the tri point of the ceiling yet. I'm just going to try it out, as I say, just with 4 of them for starters and see how much of an improvement I can make with that low end. I've also got quite a lot, if I grab it here, of these fiberglass panels, which I've had for quite a long time. They're about 1 inch thick, and they're pretty effective. Of course, the good thing about being in a small room is that I don't need half as many, or half as much of the acoustic treatment that I've had before. And with being in the attic and this property being a rented property too, I couldn't hang, say, the fiberglass panels up, so they've all been in store. And that brings me on nicely onto these last panels, which I did a video for a while back from Audio Silk, which I think are great. These are PET panels. Now they've made, again, a really big difference in here. It's brilliant how well they fit this window frame behind me. That was just sheer fluky luck. They literally fit in there an absolute treat. So I'm hoping in the new house too, when I move, that it'll be a similar fit. The great thing about these panels is with a craft knife, you can cut them to size as well. So they're super useful. I've just got them freestanding in here at the moment. There's no point mounting them on the walls because I'm not going to be here very long, but I'll mount them in the new house. So I'm going to have quite a lot of acoustic treatment in there. I've got about 10 of these panels, and I'm going to aim to use one as a cloud too. But from when I first moved in here, where everything was ringing and bouncing around, as I mentioned, there was a really unpleasant ring, which has certainly been dissipated quite significantly from just having these panels around in the room. I would definitely say the thing again to take away is some acoustic treatment is way better than no acoustic treatment. And don't aim for perfection, just aim for improving your space. I'm going to keep you posted on my journey as I set up this new studio and kind of let you know what's working and what's not working. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and if you're enjoying this video so far, why not drop me a like. Next, let's move on to space saving. It's really crucial in a room like this because there's not much space, and the thing that I really wanted to address and what I want to share with you guys is the desk. So this is just a standard desk that I've just had for quite a long time. Now, if you're regular to the channel, you'll know that I don't sit in a conventional chair. I ground live around my house. So we just sleep on tie beds, and we have used those also as a sofa and for sitting. And I can tell you that I've not had a bad back, touch wood. Here's some wood. I touched my desk. I've not had a bad back for a really long time. So I'm keeping doing it 100%. What it does mean is some things are a bit more challenging, like desks. I had to customize this one myself. I was looking into desks and getting a more bespoke desk for studio work, and dropping a few £100 on them. And I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to have to get this. It's going to be like MDF. I'm going to have to saw it myself. You know what it's like, flat pack furniture. If I'm going to set it up, take it apart once or twice, or even if I start sawing it, I'm not even convinced this thing's going to survive it. I really need to get something really good. So I started looking around on the net, and I discovered Chunky Studio Furniture and got chatting to Guy from Chunky Studio Furniture, who's a lovely chap. He designs and builds bespoke home studio furniture from reclaimed wood. His desks look absolutely stunning, and they're perfect for particularly working in a limited space like this because you've got everything in one place. At the moment, I've got my racks over here. I've got my MIDI controller wedged under my iMac. There's not much space on the desk for my other controllers. This way, everything's going to have its place. There's enough room on the deck to have a couple of sets of monitors and my iMac, and I'm just super excited to check this desk out. Of course, I'm going to be showing you all about this desk in some future content, so make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I'll leave a link below if you want to check out the Chunky Studio Furniture. This, that you can see right now, is the plans and the drawing that Guy's come up with for me. Of course, because I ground live, he's had to accommodate that in, so it's much lower than a conventional desk. It's such a joy to have something bespoke and made for me by somebody who's got the skills to craft a desk like this, and I'm super excited. And the great thing also about this desk is that it's future proof. If I ever choose that I want to be back up in a chair for whatever reason, Guy's already said to me it's not going to be an issue. Just build you some longer legs and you're good to go. You're not going to get that if you buy a typical flat pack setup. So that's my plan for a desk in the new studio. I guess the thing is, if you're in a limited space, you really want to try and plan out that room as best as possible to get it working for you as best as possible. And finally, something that became apparent pretty quickly was this: using a condenser mic. Usually for my videos, they're just above and then out of shot, and it's a typical cardioid condenser microphone. But straight away, because I was getting quite a lot of room and ambience from the room and it wasn't sounding very nice, I started noticing problems just simply with making a video right now with spoken word. So I've swapped over to a dynamic microphone, and straight away, because of its tighter field and lower sensitivity, there's less room, there's less ambience, and everything just sounds a lot tighter. You're not just tied to using condenser microphones. Don't forget the good old dynamic microphone and use it to your advantage, especially, you know, in a small room like this. If you want to cut out some of the rather unpleasant room noise, a dynamic mic for this, for spoken word or for your vocals, could well be a better choice. So that's just some of the challenges which I've come across of recent weeks, and some of the new challenges I'll be facing when I'm moving house. I'm going to document as much as possible, so take you guys along with me, and certainly share any stuff that I learn along the way. But as I said at the top of the video, what are your challenges? Let me know in the comments box below and I will get back to you. I want to hear from you about what are your problems. Share with me if you're working in a similar space room like this. Have you got any great tips or big wins that you want to share with me and the rest of the Real Home Studio community, let me know in the comments box below. If you want to level up your mixing from your home studio, I've got a free course for you. It's called Pro Mix Method. You can also find that by following the link below this video. If you enjoyed this one today, please do like and subscribe. That massively helps this channel. And if you want to watch another video right now, I think this one's going to float your boat.